It's Larry Steinhouse. The Energizer Bunny is still here. That's me, if you haven't made that guess yet. The Energizer Bunny is still here. I'm still going. I'm still doing this coach-a-thon. I know I'm totally insane, but you know what? I'm like having so much fun here, and now I've got another guest here. I have Ferlie Almonte, and I tell you a little bit about Ferlie. Ferlie is a motivational speaker, resilience and confidence expert, professional MC, international best-selling author, certified life and image coach consultant, inspirational edutainer, and inspirational jewelry designer. Wow, that's a lot of cool stuff. Miss Almonte has co-authored 3 life-changing, amazing, or Amazon, I should say, best-selling books, and is soon launching her multi-city, one-woman motivational edutainment show, Make Your Mess Your Message. Now, I'm like, first of all, Ferlie, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everyone. So glad to be here. You totally rock.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you were talking to me or you were talking to everybody else? Or both, right? You know what to say, right? There you go. All right, wait. I got to go. And I know I'm going like way off here, but make your mess your message? What does that mean?
Exactly. You know, so many people have gone through so many tribulations in their lives, me included. Actually, that is exactly how I was inspired to create this show, Make Your Mess Your Message, because every single one of us have a story. This compelling story, if you turn it around and actually create a compelling message that would change the lives of others, that is what's going to be a true service to the world.
Wait a minute. So I don't get this at all right? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to see, when you say make your mess your story, so you know, one of the things that I do is I go around telling people that I went bankrupt. I know if you've heard it earlier, you know, and believe me, I'm not proud of it. Don't, you know, hey, look at me, I went bankrupt. I don't do that. I mean, you know, I use it. It is part of my story, and it really is a mess. You're absolutely right. You know, I made some mistakes. I mean, think about this, right?
Yes.
So I'm now teaching people financial literacy. I'm teaching people stock options, and I'm teaching people real estate, and I went bankrupt 10 years ago. So when you say make your mess your message, I'm assuming that that's what you mean, correct?
Spot on. Really, you are a living testament of what it is to make your mess your message. Your bankruptcy has actually allowed you to evolve into somebody who is a true source of empowerment for people to have better relationships with their money and be able to master how to manage your own money, finances, and be able to create a life that's free of worry financially. So now you've mastered it. Now you are a genius. You have literally turned your mess into your message.
Wow, I'm like, I got chills here. I mean, that was the best testimonial I've ever had from anybody, and you're not even one of my students.
But you know what? It's so beautiful that you can actually share that adversity that you've had in your life. Most people would rather hide in shame because they feel that they're going to be judged.
That's right.
But the truth is, if we hide in shame, how do we serve humanity that way? How does it help others rise above their darkness? Nope. So why can't we use that particular story of our life, however humbling it may be, to actually inspire others so that you can become an icon of change, a catalyst for change?
So tell me, so what is a mess in your life that you tell people about that you know, that brought you where you are actually?
Oh, the question is, where do I even begin? It actually was a tsunami of adversities. I know you can't tell from the way I look right now because I look very healthy and
not only look healthy. You got like when again, you know, it seems to be a thing with the people I'm interviewing today. Everyone has these fascinating, amazing smiles. So, you know, there might be something to this. There might be something to teaching people how to be happy, to how happy you get. But I'm sorry, tell me the story. Go ahead.
No, first of all, they said that the people who actually smile the brightest are the ones who've seen the deepest dark.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. And you see that what happens also when you go through so many adversities, you actually become very wise and very strong and very, very resilient. Okay, now going back to your question. Actually, by trade, I'm a respiratory therapist. However, about 13 years ago, I was exposed to an occupational hazard that left me with 40% permanent lung damage and severely disabled. I was told I could go at any time because the nerve that was actually damaged in my body does not respond to inhaler or medication. It was eye-opening. I have learned to live my life as though each day was my last. And every single time that I actually show up in this world, I always do my best to bring value, right? And so I prayed also for a miracle in my life, for another chance at life, for another chance at love after my nasty, nasty divorce. I found love again. Woohoo! Right?
Well, we just met your love, which was awesome. I think that was awesome. I think it's awesome that you guys were back to back. That's just fantastic.
Okay. Actually, before that, there was also an adversity because before I found my healing angel in Christine, after a nasty divorce, I found love again, and I was so ecstatic over that and so grateful. Tragically, I lost my spouse to pancreatic cancer within 8 months of our wedding day.
Oh, my goodness.
And during the time my spouse was dying, I was laid off from my pharmaceutical sales job. I was flat broke. I lost my home and went into bankruptcy. So if you can very well see, I've had disability, I've had divorce, I've been widowed, I've been bankrupt, I've been foreclosed. Every single thing that a person could never imagine going through, I've been through. But what made me different is that every single time I've chosen to rise above it. I've chosen to make resilience my friend. Because at one point in my life, when I dropped on my knees, practically in tears, wailing, I said to myself, I could cry, I could complain, but this is not going to change my life. I have the power to change my destiny, and I have chosen to not let my adversities define me. I said to myself, I will make my mess my message.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I love the fact that you just said something that I totally believe in, that only you have the power to change your life. No one has the power to change your life. Yeah, maybe somebody can nudge you a little bit or give you a suggestion here and there, but only you could wake up and say, hey, I'm going to be the phoenix today. I'm going to rise from the ashes,
Yes.
as you said. I mean, I love that, because that is how I live my life now. It's no one's fault what happened to me, whatever it was that happened to me. I mean, my bankruptcy, we could sit here and say, oh, yeah, it was because those predatory loaners lent me money. Wait, come on, do me a favor, the predatory lender. I knew what I was doing. I knew I was spending too much money. I knew that these houses, I should have never bought them. But at the same time, there are other people who will sit back there. I mean, I remember, when I talk about the bankruptcy, I've talked about this several times in some of my presentations. I'm sitting there and I turn around and I see everybody's crying. And I'm like, I'm excited. I can't wait, because tomorrow I get to start over again. And that was the best thing, was that I got to start over again. And I knew it was my choice, and everything was my choice. Even the bankruptcy was my choice.
See, so that you pointed out something really powerful, perspective. Our perspective on things, like most people would say, oh my gosh, I've been bankrupt, right? But you chose not to see it that way. You chose to see it as a way to start over, a clean slate. So now it's almost like you got a fresh start. And that is really powerful. Not everybody gets that chance. But life, as the cliche may sound, very repetitive, but, really, life is what you make it.
That is so correct. Life is what you make it. And it's funny. I start listening to things like that, like say, life is what you make it. And oh, that's a cute little thing. But when you start to realize that really is true and what that means, and if you think about it, you say, life is what you make it. And let that run through your head, everything changes. You say perspective, just the words themselves change, which is awesome. And you start to understand that's exactly true. It really is true. Life is what you make it. So tell me a little bit about your coaching. So you do coaching for people, right?
Yes. As part of my life reinvention, I could not go back working in the hospital. And
I'll
so
bet.
I had to find a way to start over. then I became masterful at life reinventions. I actually began to realize that I was before living a life based on what I can, where I can actually make money so I can provide, income for my family in the Philippines. But now I actually live a very purpose-driven life. I actually call it Ferlilicious. It's heart-centered, soul-inspired, purpose-driven. So that's my way of being now. And so I had to find a new career. But I realized that I could best teach what I've been through. And so first of all, making people sparklingly beautiful and attractive and so captivating is so easy for me. I'm a certified image consultant first before I became a life coach. But when I see people looking so amazing, I look into their eyes and they're empty. They do not sparkle. And I said, I have to fix what's inside first for them to shine. And so that's how I became a certified life coach. And the resilience became my genius because I am masterful at that. I've been there. People can have different letters after their names, but the experience and the wisdom that come with coaching is very different. And so I come from a place of a very empowered existence, a mastery of how to navigate through adversities and turn them into opportunities for change. And it's so beautiful when you actually have the ability, which I have, and I'm very grateful for it, that I actually unleash the bling in people. You're supposed to ask now, what is bling?
Well, I was going to ask that, but I was also going to ask them because you're close to my actual question, which was, what in the world is a certified? And I forget now. Like, sorry.
No, you were going to ask me bling.
No. Okay, well, all right. What's the bling?
Bling, actually, one of my signature programs is called Unleash Your Bling. Bling stands for boldly living in natural greatness.
Oh, I like it.
See, so basically, your bling is actually financial mastery, right? So,
sure.
And not to mention, of course, you are just a dynamo in hosting.
My bling is fun. See, people
Yeah.
still don't get it. All I want to do is have fun. This is just fun for me. I mean, how many people can say that they did a 12-hour coach-a-thon and interviewed 24 coaches in 12 hours?
Well,
no one.
Well,
I
obviously,
can't either because it was only 23.
Well, Larry, you set the bar so high for most hosts because, for you're like an Energizer bunny. After freaking 12 hours, you're still so vibrant, so alive. Your eyes still sparkle. You can tell that you love what you do. You're passionate about it. And that is what Bling is all about. It comes so natural for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Should I continue?
Please do. Yeah, absolutely. My two favorite topics are me and me.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get to share with you that the Make Your Message show is really very unique because it's not just pure entertainment. It's motivational edutainment. It's a
edutainment?
Yeah.
What kind of word is edutainment?
Oh, it's a fusion of education and entertainment. So, it's a 6-act, one-woman show. I talk about the different adversities I've been through in life in a very funny storytelling way, just very short stories. And then I help people find their own stories in mine. And I give them tips on how they can overcome their own adversities. And then I sing original songs I wrote lyrics to.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we gonna get to hear one?
Oh no, not yet.
You can't,
because
okay.
until I have copyrighted it, I really do not want to perform.
Oh, that's
public.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
but yes,
Fair enough.
I have 7 songs.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
yeah,
Wow.
it's very, very thrilling that I have actually created a magnificent way to share my empowering message and be able to inspire others to find their own light.
Wow, cool.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful way to live.
So, all right. So somebody out there is listening to it and is going, I'm so depressed. My life is terrible. What would you recommend that they do to change that attitude almost immediately?
Snap out of it. I feel like Moonlight, right? Moonlight. What was that? Moonstruck, right? Like,
yeah, right. Sure,
yeah.
sure.
No, but actually, I have 3 tips for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember, First of all, one of my favorite quotes is by Carl Jung. It says, "You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become."
Absolutely.
Life is full of
Absolutely.
choices. Your fear of the unknown. No. Let me start over.
Sure.
Your fear of being stuck where you are should be bigger than the fear of the unknown. If you want to snap out of your current misery, you got to make that decision. And when you make that decision, it's very important to number two, surround yourself with people who lift you up. That means be around people who are positive, not naysayers. People who are going to coach you. Like coaches are really a necessity because coaches have a different way of looking at things. They are very objective. And so when you work with coaches, it's really coaches, whether it be coaches, therapists, counselors, seek somebody who can bring out the best in you, and then take massive inspired actions, because all of this that you're wishing for, all the dreams, the ideas of what you can become, basically are just plain wishes if you don't take action.
So how does somebody find a good coach? Because I always found this interesting. Like through the years, I've gone through coaches, I've gone through therapists, even, right? And I can always tell that I look back and I go, they were really bad, or wow, they were awesome. How does someone actually pick one?
Well, there are different ways. First of all, recommendations, people who have experience working with them is a good start. Number two is that, like I've found many of my clients, actually, they follow me on Facebook first. And because my life is like a Facebook reality show, but I'm very mindful that I keep it wholesome and very uplifting. And so people can relate to me because I make myself very vulnerable and open so that people can understand that I am just like them, that I speak their language, that I feel for them. And quite frankly, you can also, engage on different interviews with them, because if you are also energetically sensitive, you will be able to feel whether there is a connection, between, there's a spiritual connection some way, somehow, or you would know if they know how to listen, because active listening is an art that sometimes is not practiced by many. People are so eager to tell people that these are the steps that you're going to take, but you have to learn and understand where people are coming from and experience their pain with them, because once they understand that you are listening, that you can feel them, that you can empathize with them without really getting sucked into their misery, that is going to be what's going to be life transforming.
So cool. So what makes you different?
What makes me different is I'm fun, just like you.
Well, that I noticed. I definitely have to admit you're fun.
Yes.
And I love it. Great. And by the way, just want to, a couple of people have been commenting. Christine, I think you know her. Right? She said she was talking a while back. Love it for Ferlie. How do you say that?
Ferlilicious.
That's the word, right? Heart-centered, soul-inspired, purpose-driven. She's talked about that. Karen, you know Karen Epley? Yeah.
Was that?
Do you know Karen Sachs Epley? Karen Sachs? Karen Sachs Epley. I think you do know her. I think you
I
met
probably
her.
do.
I think you met her at Chemic Authors Impact.
Oh.
Not the Impact. The Impact Live event that I met you at.
The mastermind.
No. I'm sorry. No. That's right. I met. No. I did. That's right. I didn't meet you to the mastermind. No. You didn't know Karen. No. Karen is a friend of Chemic. I do so many of these things I forget, which I mix them up. But she said that she's never heard of you before. But what a treasure! Love her inspiration and insight. So you guys probably want to connect.
Thank you. I really appreciate
Facebook.
that. Thank you.
She's great too. Actually, she's also awesome. Make my message for Ferlie Almonte. So she's quoting you, which is kind of cool too. So tell us a little bit about how people can find you. Can they find you on Facebook? Can they find you on the internet?
Yes, actually, I make it easy. My name is Ferlie Almonte. That's Ferlie Almonte, Almonte. So you can follow me www.ferliealmonte.com. That's my website. My social media, Instagram, LinkedIn are all under Ferlie Almonte. So it's very easy for you to follow me, and I'd love to connect with you if there's a way I could bring value into your lives and inspire change, I would love to be able to help you with that as well.
So I'm going to put your I can't, it may not be able to work. I'm going to try to put your website up on the screen. Now, you can't see it, but they can. But here's something fascinating. I'm actually looking at this, and I don't know if you did this on purpose. They can see the screen. They can see this picture of you. It's not, unfortunately, it's not really, because of the way your website is, it doesn't look as great as it would normally. But I'm finding there's a color on your website that's exactly the color of your dress, which is your
okay.
top, which I find is fascinating. Actually, it's just kind of cool.
Branding. You know, one of the
so you are wearing that on purpose, then, aren't you?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
Wow.
very intentional, because one of the things that I also do is that I teach power color analysis. So I teach people what colors to wear to bring out their vivaciousness, good energy, that, and the right colors that would bring out, the best in them, so that it blends well with their skin tone and all that. And at the same time, sharing a positive message, because obviously, when you're wearing magenta or rose, it just speaks of love and passion, things like that. And it's my essence.
So what color should I wear?
You? Actually, you could be sexier in a richer color.
A richer color, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
so I do have other colors. You're right. And actually, now that you pointed it out,
Yeah.
11 hours later, I should wear a different color. Thanks a lot for making me feel really good about the whole day.
But you know what? Your personality is colorful enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it compensates for. It's a great shirt you're wearing. Is that the Robert Graham?
It's a Robert Graham,
sorry,
absolutely, yeah.
It's,
So, yeah,
you have
yeah.
good taste.
Yeah,
But I'm
thank
just
you.
saying, a little deeper, more jewel tones on you would bring out the color of your eyes sexier.
I drink. I drink. I pure. Yeah. I'm punch drunk. Yeah. I wear some crazy colored outfits sometimes. Some
Yes.
crazy jackets.
Oh yes, the money
Yeah, with
jacket,
the money
right?
jacket,
Right.
that's
The
one
money
of them.
jacket,
True.
right.
I also have like gold jackets and lace jackets. I wore this great thing to City Gala. You weren't there. Oh, you
No,
weren't.
I was not able to
Yes,
make it
that's
because I have prior engagement.
That's right. The city. I wore this. You have to see pictures of it. I have to show it to you one day. But it almost looked like it was fishnet. But it was
Ooh.
really, it was a purple jacket. It kind of looked like it had fishnet, but it wasn't really fishnet. But it really was really, really cool.
See, that's beautiful. Like when you wear something that would make you stand out. I'm image consultant, so besides the power colors, you're wearing the right fit for you, for your brand, and also at the same time create a style that's uniquely yours. Because first of all, your whole personality will precede you anyway. But when you wear something that that speaks of the energy that you want to portray, or the message that you want about being audacious, being vivacious, all of those. I think what I'm wearing right now speak of that.
Oh no, yeah, you look great. All right,
Thank
awesome.
you.
So
Thank
we
you.
have about 1 minute left. What would you say in 1 minute to wow the audience?
Unleash your bling.
All right, I love it. All right, sounds great. Wave goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Thanks so much for coming in.